I've been coaching since 2012. I've been involved in personal development since 2001. So it's been quite some time. The first, 10, 11 years, I never thought I'd be a coach. It was my only hobby. Didn't anticipate on being a coach. Didn't think it was a proper job. And then one day had a eureka moment, an aha moment when I was thinking about having a career change. Hadn't even considered coaching. And had this, I've said, it's like God spoke to me or the universe spoke to me, be a coach. And 10 days later, I'm on a year-long coach training. And along the way, I underestimated what it was going to take to create this coaching practice. I really thought, yeah, I'm going to put my head down, go for it. And within a few months, I'll be making the kind of income I was making from my day job. And I still had my day job when I started this profession. It didn't work out that way. A couple of years in, and I'm not even making enough to cover the costs of my training. And never mind the travel and food and all the rest of it. And perhaps some of you can relate to that. And it got to the point where I'd got a new job and something had to give. So I was like, right, I need to give it one last roll of the dice. I hired the best coach that I could afford and that I knew of. And I was very lucky to work with Steve Chandler in 2014. And he was my coach for 8.5 years. And he said stuff to me when we started. He goes, Kush, you could make 5 to 10 grand a month from coaching. And in those days, that was like insane. I was like, what? No way. There's no way. And it's interesting because I tell people, see what I'm doing now and what I'm creating in the world. But back then, when I started out, I didn't even care about making a lot of money. Like my initial goal wasn't like I wanted to be the best coach in the world. It wasn't that I wanted to make tons of money. I was like, I'd worked out what's the minimum I needed to live, and it was about £30,000, right? And like $40,000. I was like, that was less than I was earning in my day job, right? But I was like, if I can make that, I think I can live off that. That's all I wanted to do. And coaching very much has been a calling for me. And the whole thing around client creation, that was just because I wasn't even making that. Like this very modest goal that I had, I struggled to hit that. So then what happened was I start working with Steve. I start learning how to create clients, and it's really working. And a lot of what he's sharing with me is like the exact opposite of what everyone's telling you in the coaching world or in Facebook or in whatever, right? And I'm like, why has no one told me this? And I'm getting frustrated. And about a year later, I'm kind of complaining to Steve Chandler saying, hey, Steve, like, I don't get it. Why are all these other programs and stuff missing this out? Why is no one saying this? And Steve goes, well, why don't you coach coaches?